Hey guys, Professor Bill, Comic Book University. I'm reading Mosaic, issue number 4 and 5. Now, I actually read 4 last month, and I still remember what happened in it. I just didn't do a review on it because I had too many comics coming out. There was too much going on, and it was a very hard comic to understand. So the artwork really doesn't help with it. It's good artwork, but it just doesn't help to tell the story that they really need to tell with this character. He's a brand new character. He's kind of all over the place. He's an Inhuman, and I've explained this in the earlier comics. Let's not go crazy with that. Go back and look at issue 1 if you want to know more about him. Anyway, so right now, Mosaic in issue number 4 and 5, he wound up going into Spider-Man's body. And Spider-Man has all these natural defenses towards people taking over his mind and body and trying to find out his identity, especially. Well, he was still taken over. There's not, he's way too powerful and Inhuman, Mosaic. Way too powerful in this regard. He possesses people, and that's that. But Spider-Man was able to keep up defenses and say, if you try to come into here, like this part of my mind that gives you my identity and the secrets of my loved ones and certain things like that, I'm serious. I will destroy you. And we believe it. Because that's Peter Parker. He's dealt with too much of that nonsense in the past. So he figures out how to use the body and the powers and all these crazy things that Spider-Man could do, and he goes to rescue the people who were captured before, because the Brand Corporation, who technically owns him, this is such an insane story. I love this. They knew that he was something. They didn't know exactly what he was, so they went to his father, Mosaic's father, when he was only 12, and said, listen, man, we want your son. All right. So slowly started working him up and working him over. And his father, he's a scumbag. I don't know what else to say. Morris always looked up to his dad. His dad was everything to him. He was his world. But it turns out he was just a really good talker, and he was a scumbag. And since Mosaic was 12, he was already sold part and parcel to the Brand Corporation. Once he became a mutant, they understood, or excuse me, once he got hit by the Terrigen Clouds, they realized he was an Inhuman. They're still trying to figure out how his powers work. That's how come they captured all, like 20 people that he's been in. They were able to trace that and capture those people, bring them in under lock and key so they could try and study them and try and figure out how his powers work. Well, Spider-Man was able to, as Spider-Man, Mosaic was able to get in there, but he kept on getting some kind of electric shock. Well, Brand Corporation and his father, they actually had Mosaic's original body. So they started shocking that with the defibrillator. Now, what happens is he leaves Spider-Man's body right in front of the cages where his friends are being kept and all these people he's possessed were being kept, and he goes back to his body. They did something crazy to his body. He looks kind of like a charcoal Black Bolt, but they started beating him up and explained, we own you and everything. Your father signed all his documents. He remembers all that stuff. And they figured that by now maybe they've got an idea of how his powers work. They have no idea how his powers work. None. So they tried to lock him into his body. They couldn't. He's still able to leave his body. So he started taking over different people, espionage, and found out exactly that his father really is a scumbag. He's about to leave on a helicopter or something like that on the roof. And man, like, this comic is crazy. There's so much betrayal in here. And he goes back and he wakes up Spider-Man and says, listen, man, you need to get these people out of here. All right. You need to just be your superhero self and get these people to safety. I'm sorry, I have to go. He goes back up, and the way that he beats these guards, because now I'm in issue 5, the way he beats up these guards, this is where the art, again, didn't really do it justice, but it was just enough that you could understand how he did it. It kind of reminded me of Fallen. Remember Denzel Washington, that movie? I think it was called Fallen, where there's the archangel and kept on singing "Time Is on My Side," the Rolling Stones song, and he would jump into different people, that devil, and Azazel, right? And he jumped into different people, and oh man, and it was great. Absolutely great. I love this story. It's so rare that you get a new character that's literally a new character, new title, new nomenclature, new everything. You have no idea who this guy is, and it turns out to be a great story. They could have turned this into anybody. They could have said that this was the new Black Panther, or this was the new whatever character that hasn't been taken over yet. But no, instead they just made it his own character, and it makes me so sad that there aren't a lot of people reading this comic. I know it's because there's not a lot of people talking about this comic. The comic book store guys don't know who this character is, and it makes me sad. And that's why I feel like I have to do these videos specifically about some of these specific characters, because, oh man, such a great story. And he's in the Inhumans versus X-Men stories right now, and maybe you don't really know who he is. His name is Mosaic. and he's got his own comic, and you should be reading it. And hopefully they get a different artist, or at least he picks up his style. The comic is only once a month. It's not one of those bi-weeklies like all these other comics out there. Guys, this comic gets an A-. I loved, and issue 4 also. Issue 4 actually would probably be a lesser grade because it was very hard to understand. I literally looked at it like, I don't feel like trying to explain this, but with the explanation of issue 5 with it also, yeah, I'm back into doing the explanations for this comic. Absolutely love it. You need to go out and pick this comic. It's very fun. Anyway, guys, Professor Bell, Comic Book University, class dismissed.